Bom dia. Good morning. Well, it's Tuesday, November 5th, and that means one thing. Today is election day in the United States, and even though I am thousands of miles away and I live in Brazil, I still very much care about the outcome, both as an American and as a world citizen. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that this is a very, very important election for the world. Someone is yelling out there. Shut up. Baianos don't talk. They yell. This is a very important election for the world. Climate change, war, and many other issues, not to mention the freedom of Americans, the fate of its democracy. All of these issues are in question with this election because we have a narcissistic sociopath running. And unfortunately, he has a very good chance of winning. I am very, very cautiously optimistic that he won't, but I think it is very damning, a very damning indictment of the United States that 50% of the electorate is capable of voting for such a monster as Trump. Very disturbing. How did he get to this point? How did the United States allow him to get to this point? Is very disturbing indeed. Hopefully, both he and his so-called movement, MAGA, will be defeated tonight or tomorrow, and that there will be no ugly consequences, no ugly reprisals or bad deeds by his supporters like there was last time in 2020. I am worried. I will be watching the results very closely. Unfortunately, this morning I woke up and my cable TV is down, which means I can't watch TV when on a day and an evening that I really want to. Hopefully, be up sometime today. This happens occasionally. I lose cable, and it's the only way I can watch TV. I have internet, but no cable. It's very annoying. Vivo, which is the name of my cable company, damn you! You're a lousy company. So I am feeling a bit nervous, a bit anxious about this today. Despite all of my critiques of the United States and my choice not to live in the United States at the moment, or perhaps forever, and it definitely will be forever if Trump wins, I do care about the United States and its outside role in the world. So yes, I do care about this election, and I feel a certain kind of anxiety today about the outcome. In other news, everything else is going well. If you saw my last video about my little fall into my old patterns, it's been a week now since that episode occurred. I am getting better. Still on my mind, but that person is still on my mind, but less so. And I hope in another week that will have disappeared, but I don't want to forget about it. I wanted to continue to examine it because I don't want it to happen again. I was taken by surprise. I thought I was over that. Sadly, my mother suffered from the same condition. I thought I was immune to it, but she did raise me, for better or worse, a lot for the worse, and I somehow was affected by witnessing her very dysfunctional 3 marriages and divorces by the time I was 15 years old, and I think that has a lot to do with this. I do remember that after her 3rd and last marriage and divorce, she really did seem that she would never ever commit the same mistakes, and she didn't for a long time. But then in her 60s, she met a man, and much to her surprise and horror, she found herself falling into the same patterns. In her case, in that case, she ended up giving him basically $150,000. Yep, he was a restaurant owner, and he opened in a restaurant in Manhattan, and she fell for him, and his restaurant was failing, and she bailed him out. Needless to say, it all ended in a very ugly way. Never recouped at $150,000. She laughed about it, but I remember her saying, that she was surprised that at that late stage in her life she had fallen back into that pattern again. And that's exactly what I don't want to happen to me. For me to fall back into that same pattern at 70, caught myself quickly, and I'm not going to, but without the self-help and self-education that I went through, put myself through 10 years ago to extract myself. Kitty, what are you doing? Extract myself from that. I don't know that I think I might have once again fallen victim. So I'm glad I caught myself this time, but I want to do a little bit more self-reflection so that I don't fall into it or suffer even for a few days again. If you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, look at my last video called, I think it's called Self-Care or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to make this video short today. I'm preoccupied with current events, hoping that Kamala Harris is our next president, that when I wake up tomorrow, we'll have a clear idea that she's the winner, that Trump is well on his way to the dustbin of history, and that he's going to finally pay a price for all of his misdeeds, including a stint in prison, I hope. And he's been a terrible, terrible stain on the United States. He needs to be held accountable. Anyway, have a great day. I'm going to, in spite of these worries, go out and enjoy the beautiful day here in tropical Brazil. Have a good one. Beijos. Ciao.